Sorry about last week. My computer wasn't working, so I couldn't really get things going on Friday. It was kind of weird. But we're here today, and we're gonna do some assignments. Today we have a very short agenda. We're gonna read two poems, one by June Jordan and one by Langston Hughes. We're gonna annotate, and whatever you don't finish in class, you can do that for homework, and that's gonna be our assignment. I'm recording our session right now, just in case you get logged out or people that weren't able to attend. So we'll go from there. Uh, Tomorrow's Halloween, which is kind of crazy. It's a kind of crazy thing. Let's do a quick check-in. Using the chat box, what is the scariest movie you've ever seen, or is the one that has left the biggest effect on you? For myself, when I was in seventh grade, I watched Ring, and that thing scared the heck out of me. So using the chat box, and I use this as our check-in. What's a scary movie that you watched that really like had a left effect on you, or that you enjoy? Cabin in the Woods. That's a very good choice. Yeah, that's a very interesting one. I love the ending to that movie. Saw one. I'm guessing, or just all the Saw series. The Conjuring. Yeah, great choice right there. I've never seen The Conjuring though. I have, but I've heard good things about it. Jeepers Creepers, going back to the early 2000s, good choice. Um, I think that was like deals with them in the car. Friday the 13th, definitely. Personally, I've always been scared of Halloween, like the movie, Michael Myers and stuff. Michael Myers' mask says ever since I was young, that's been that something about that mask scares me. The Exorcist, yes, definitely. If you watch the original ones, I feel like the older ones are even scarier. The Nun, I've never seen The Nun, but I'm guessing it's about the. Oh wait, The Nun is like The Conjuring, right? I think they're related. Yeah, okay, yeah. I think I remember seeing like the same actors in it. It because I'm scared of clowns. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I love the new It movie though, because it had that feel of like things and stuff. Like I like that journey that they took. Yeah, definitely. Joshua, you don't like scary movies? You're not a scary movie person? Maybe not. But yeah, this is our. I don't know any scary. You don't want. Surprising. What type of movies you watch, Joshua? But I fear it's Halloween though. Yeah, Halloween is a pretty intense movie. All right, so I'm gonna take a roll. What I want you guys to do is go to Unit One, and this is the end of our unit. Technically this should have been our in our next unit, but it's fine. We're moving on to our second unit next week, but this is our last time. We're supposed to do that last week, but then we had some technical issues. So what I want you to do is click on this, and it should save this document for you. So um, there's basically, you see two things. We're going to annotate this together. And so click on it. You should see it in week 11, and then click on it, and you should annotate it. We're gonna annotate it together, class. And while you do that, I'm going to take roll to make sure keep track of everyone that's here. So Arlie is here. Joseph, Eduardo. So click on the annotation so you have a copy of it, and we're gonna annotate it together. And so essentially, for most of it, you're just gonna follow along and we'll sit in class and ask you some questions. But at the end, we're gonna do like a summary, and that's for you guys to do for homework afterwards. Ever. Nice. Cervantes. Mejia Valdez. Valdez. And Valdez. Yeah, taking a roll for this is a lot harder because there's more people not here than are here. All right, I think I got everyone. Okay, so Walter, you just showed up right now. What we're doing is you should see my screen. We're gonna annotate this together. So whatever I do, what you guys do. Oh, that's okay. Just it's the same thing. Yeah, we were supposed to do it in class last week, Stephanie. But obviously we had some issues and we couldn't meet. But just follow along and kind of do the same thing that I'm doing and then add to what you did. So basically, we're going to read two poems. One is by Langston Hughes. It's called "Let America Be America Again," um, and the second one is called "I Must Become a Menace to My Enemies." Right. We have two more individuals here. Um, hold on. Who just came? Brian Maya. Brian Cruz Amaya. And someone else just, oh, Angel Sandoval. Okay. Yeah, so it's okay if you did it. All right, so we're gonna start from the top. And so basically what I do, you should be doing, and then I'm gonna stop every once in a while and ask you guys questions about what you guys think. All right, so let America be America again. So first off, Langston Hughes. So let's comment this. Um, Langston Hughes is an so what I do is like you do the same thing I'm doing right here. You comment on for versus at Langston Hughes, and then we let Mr. Pinedo in right now. Langston Hughes is an African American poet and author from the 1920s. All right, so 1920s. 1920s is considered the Harlem Renaissance or also the Jazz Age. All right, so we're reading about Langston Hughes. He is an African-American poet and author from the 1920s, and 1920s is considered the Harlem Renaissance or also the Jazz Age. Okay, so I highlight his name and I'll have to comment. So make sure you're doing kind of the same thing as I'm doing. All right, so this next section, remember we're annotating together. What do you think this poem will be about? All right, so I'm gonna pose that question for you guys. And so when I look at your annotation, I want you to answer it. So I'm gonna give you a minute. I'm gonna put a minute on a timer. Just based off of the title, like just looking at the title, what do you think that the poem's gonna be about? What are your thoughts about it? And I want to see about two sentences explaining what do you think the poem will be about. And so when I look at your annotations later, I should see, if I ask you to pose a question, then I should see it there. Or if I should see, so for this one, I want you to highlight the top part where it says, let America be America again. And then I want you to write this question. What do you think the poem will be about? And can you get it closer? Yes, I can definitely. Thank you for letting me know. Is that better, Brian? Good. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So we're gonna highlight. It looks blurred. Um, hmm. I guess it really depends on, I guess, like the screen you're looking at. So essentially, all I'm asking you to do is highlights the poem, and then on a click annotation, the comments, and then right type in the question, what do you think this poem will be about? And then answer that question. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to answer that question. Paula Zura. Paula, you just joined us right now in Zura. What you need to do is go to week 11, click on that assignment. It's only one assignment. It's called Jude Jordan and Langston Hughes annotation, and open it up. And that's where we are right now. All right, so key thing, first thing you need to do is highlight Langston Hughes. We commented Langston Hughes is an African-American poet and author from the 1920s. 1920s is considered the Harlem Renaissance or also the Jazz Age. We also posed a question for you guys. We highlighted the title, Let America Be America Again. What do you think this poem will be about? And remember, this is the 1920s. Cool. Let's see what you guys put. I'm gonna click on this and see what we have in progress. So Nicholas. Nicholas, what'd you put? What do you think? What do you think the poems are about? Nick.
Yeah.
What'd you put? What do you think the title means?
Uh, I think it's gonna be about trying to make America better, or America should be as the dreamers dreamed it about.
Yeah, maybe that America should be what people dreamed it about. Yeah, let's do it. We'll go from there. So whatever you put, I mean, there's no wrong answer yet. I just wanted you to think about the title before we really got into it. All right, I'm going to read the first. So when they're in sections like this, so for poems, when they're in sections, we call them stanzas, right? So I wonder if I can draw on this. No, you can't. I don't have a draw tool. That's okay. All right, we'll read this. The first stanza. Let America be America again. Let it be the dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer of the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never was America to me. Let America be the dream the dreamers dreamed. Let it be that great strong land of love, what never king connive nor tyrant scheme, nor any man be crushed by one above. It was never America to me. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free. Equality is in the air we breathe. There has never been equality for me, nor freedom in this homeland of the free. Say, who are you that mumbles in the dark, and who are you that draws your veil across the stars? I am the poor white fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek. I am and finding only the same stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in the ancient endless chain of profit, of power, of gain, of grab of land, of grab of gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men or of take the pay, of owning everything for one's own greed. I am the farmer, the bondsman to the soil. I am the worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro servant to you all. I am the humble, I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry yet today despite the dream. Beaten, yes, today of pioneers. I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. Yet I am the one who dreamt our basic dream in the old world while still a serf of kings. Uh, who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true that even yet its mighty daring sings. In every brick and stone, in every furrow turned, that made America the land it has to become. Oh, I'm the man who sailed those I'm the man who sailed those early seas in search of what I meant to be my home, for I'm the one who left dark Ireland's shore and Poland's plain, England's grassy lee, and Poland's and torn black Africa's strand. I came to build a home of free. The free? Who said the free? Not me, surely not me. The millions of relief today, the millions of shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay, for all the dreams we've dreamed, for all the songs we've sung, and all the hopes we've held, and all the flags we've hung, the millions who've had nothing for our pay except the dreams that almost dead today. Oh, let America be American, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, and the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, India's, Negroes, me who made America, whose sweat and blood, whose faith and pain, whose hands at the foundry, whose plow in the rain must bring back our mighty dream again. Sure, call me ugly names you choose. I'm the steel of freedom does not stain from those who live like leeches on people's lives. We must take back our land again, America. Oh yes, I say it plain. America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be. Out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, the rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we the people must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountains, and the endless plain, all the stretch of these great green states, and make America again. Make America again. All right, so there's a lot happening here. And the one thing I want you to get at first that there's two conversations happening, right? There is a person that believes that of what this idealized America is, the white wealthy folk, and there's Langston Hughes who's talking back and saying, nope, that's not what I think. So let's go back to this first stanza. So let America be America again. Let it be a dream it used to be. Let it be the pioneer of the plain, seeking a home where he himself is free. America never. So we're gonna highlight. Let's highlight these first four lines, right? Not highlight, but let's yeah, like just highlight with your mouse, and then we're gonna click this comment button, right? So what we're gonna put, so let America be America again, let it be a dream it used to be, let it be a pioneer of the planet, like seeking a home where himself is free. So this is the dream of America that that colonists, frontiersmen have. What I mean by that is people saw America like before, right? When they were moving here from England and Ireland and Scotland and stuff, they saw it as a place where, all right, I'm gonna have my dreams come true, and this is a place for us to. There's gonna be open land, and we're gonna get to go visit it and take over, and this is gonna be, we get to start our new home. And then we get our first voice of like, so we imagine like someone talking, and we get our first voice. And I'm actually literally gonna highlight this in a color just so you see it. Let's choose yellow, right? So I'm gonna highlight the yellow so you see it. And I'm gonna click on comment. This is someone maybe talking against the thoughts of what America is. And you could argue who this person is. It's the voice of Langston Hughes. It's the voice of people who have suffered in America, right? From Native Americans to the slaves to immigrants, right? So and he's trying to make it as this contrast, like this is what people think America is, and this was not America for me. Let America be the dream that dreamers dreamed. Let's highlight that and comment it. The American Dream. Have you guys ever heard of the American Dream? You guys heard that, like that thoughts, that statement before, what the American Dream is? Possibly. Let me just choose someone. Stephanie, do you know what the American Dream is? Like the idea of it? Maybe freedom. Okay, possibly. What else? What do you guys think that this idea of the American Dream? Someone said freedom. How about Joe or money? Could be all those things, right? So this idea of the American Dream. The American Dream is the concept, or you call it the idea, that no matter anyone can find success in America through hard work, right? So American Dream is this concept this idea, this is what we built our country on. Like this is why people used to come and still do come from far away to live in America, right? This idea of the American Dream, whether you believe it's real, whether you believe that it's a dead dream, it's definitely something that we built our nation upon. It's an idea or concept that anyone, so regardless of where you start from, your poor background, who you are, you can find success. And that word success definitely is, it varies, right? People can see it in different ways. Oh, let me let Georgina in. Hi, Georgina. So if you just joined us, we are working on a document in week 11. It's called Langston Hughes. Basically, we're annotating as we go along. Let it be great, strong land of love, where kings never connive nor tyrants scheme, and that any man be crushed by one above. All right, so what he's saying is we're not going to have tyrants, right? So I'm going to comment on this. Instead of, because you think about during that time period, most places had kings and queens, right? During the 16 and 1700s, England had a king, and it had a King George. So instead of kings, people saw America as a place that would have democracy. All right, so I'm slowly moving down this page. So we looked at the first stanza. And then we have this. So we comment on this. This is the idea that people had in the beginning. And then we get in the parentheses, in the parentheses, we see that he puts this, there's this opposing thought. And then we see it again. Why do you think it's in parentheses? Why in parentheses? Instead of just like saying it himself, why is a speaker, whoever saying that, why is he saying that in parentheses? It says, it never was to me. So all these things that we said America was, where you could have your dreams and you could have freedom and you could have be away from someone who controls your life and you could have a strong land. Why does he say this? It was never to me. Possibly. So when we do writing, I'll put this in writing. Ideas or words inside of parentheses. Don't see it as like a math term. See it as like in writing. Can be removed without changing. So think about that. We could yeah, because so in writing, when we write stuff, right? And then you see people put like things in parentheses. Usually the point of the parentheses is to add more information, but without changing the meaning of what's going on. So he puts these thoughts in parentheses because you could erase those. And he's trying to show that if you look at the history books, right? The history of people who suffered has been erased. When you look at, you see George Washington and you see a bunch of these founding fathers. But when you really look at it, like what happens to all the names of the people, the Native Americans that were killed? What happened to all the slaves that were brought over? Those were usually like small little chapters inside of like a huge history book. And in my opinion, he's putting it in the parentheses to erase them, right? Because these are thoughts and words that can be erased from our history. So not only that, the words in parentheses, not only they can be erased, but they are the words, or they are the voice of the forgotten and oppressed. And that's a key word, oppressed. Oppressed. Have you guys heard that word before? Claims America to be free. Oppressed. When you like people that are oppressed are people that are kept down, right? People that oppressing someone means you are keeping them down. You are doing things so to keep them from succeeding in life. All right, so we have this. So just from the very beginning, we see if there's two voices happening or two ideas. There's the ones that are happening right here. Let America be America again. There's like someone saying, yeah, America's great. Let's go back to the ways we were. And then there's a voice that's happening in the parentheses that's saying, nope, it was never like that. Like we were always suffering. So remember, you want to keep, as we go along, you're annotating the same things we're annotating. So I'm gonna slowly scroll down. So if you don't have the other ones, you might need to go back after and watch the video. Oh, let my land be a land where liberty is crowned with no false patriotic wreath, but opportunity is real and life is free and equality is in the air we breathe. All right. So this person says, yeah, let America be this place where there's people are free. And then we have this voice. Remember in the parentheses again, we have the inside the parentheses, these people are are claiming, like they're speaking under the breath, like this, right? Imagine if someone's talking during their speech and in the parentheses we're having like a whisper, like, oh no, I don't think so, right? And then let's comment on this. Why hasn't you read the Constitution and you read all the documents that were made by the founding fathers. It says, look, America promises life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Why is this person saying, nope, America is not the land of the free? Why do they say that? What are they arguing with? And you can use the chat box if you want. What are they saying that, why isn't that true? Why isn't America the land of the free? What do you guys think? Erica, what do you think? Why isn't America the land of the free? The question is, so this guy's arguing with someone because they were slaves. Yeah. So someone messaged me, Nicholas, thank you. Because of stolen land. Yeah. So the question was, why isn't America the land of the free? So those are all perfect answers. The person or the speaker is arguing that America cannot be considered land of the free because it was stolen land and there was slavery. I want you to think about this. So Langston Hughes, he's from the 1920s. The 1920s, slavery ended in 1850, right? Slavery ended in 1850. So Langston Hughes, and if Langston was like 40 around this time, it's possible that his parents or his close relatives were still slaves when right? So people he knew, which was 70 years before he wrote this poem, were still slaves. It's a crazy idea. We have this idea in our minds that slavery was a long time ago, in 1850s, right? 150 years ago. But is that really that long ago? 150 years? I mean, the car's been around for 100 years. But thinking back just to Langston Hughes, when he's writing this, it's possible that his parents, but for sure, his grandparents were probably slaves, or at least in that time period. So it's for them, it's not like a thought process, it's not history to them. It's reality. All right, so in this first part of the poem, we have someone saying, yeah, America is this great place. And then in parentheses, we have someone like refuting it, denying what they're saying. And so the person's talking, he goes, hey, say, who is that mumbles in the dark? Who are you that draws your veil across the stars, right? So the first speaker is asking the other speaker to speak up. So it's kind of a weird poem in the sense that it's not like typical. It's like you're going to see two voices, right? So now the speaker is going to ask like, hey, whoever is like whispering in the dark right there, speak up. Like, I need to hear you a little more. All right, so we're going to these last two stanzas of this page. I am the poor white fooled and pushed apart. I am the Negro bearing slavery's scars. I am the red man driven from the land. I am the immigrant clutching the hope I seek and finding only the same stupid plan of dog eat dog, of mighty crush the weak. So we're gonna go over this. Let's highlight it in yellow again. Let's make it Let's make it a little strong. So this is the first time this person speaks, and we find out who this voice is. This voice represents all of the people oppressed in the country. Well, he doesn't just say that it's like whites versus black. This is the people, the poor white people. This is for the black people, and back then they call each other themselves Negroes. This is for black people who are still have the scars from slavery. This is for the red man, the Native Americans that were taken, their lands were taken from. This is for the immigrants, right? The immigrants that come looking for hope. And what they find is a stupid plan where the strong crush the weak, of dog eat dog, meaning the poor are supposed to fight with the poor. All right, so what I put in the comments are the voice represents all the people oppressed in the country. It's not about color, but it's about the people on top versus the people on bottom. So he goes on. I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in that ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of take the pay, of owning the everything for one's own greed. Okay, who is this voice? Who's talking here? I am the young man full of strength and hope, tangled in the ancient endless chain of profit, power, gain, of grab the land, of grab the gold, of grab the ways of satisfying need, of work the men, of pray, stake to pay. Yeah, so Joshua, thank you. Yeah, so it's you see there's a conversation happening. So there is the people that are being are suffering, and now we have the voice. Let's highlight them. Josh, I'll let you choose. What color should we highlight these people in power? What do you think their color should be? Red. All right, cool. Let's go red. Ooh, that's a little too strong. Maybe like a lighter red. Ooh, that's really deep. Maybe like a pink. Yeah, there you go. That's a little better. Like a dark red, it's kind of hard to see. All right, so I'm gonna comment on this. This is the voice of the people in power. And the people in power are their excuses. Look, this is what I learned. They learned that the most important things is profit, getting money, getting your power, grabbing land. All right, so I'll give you a second to catch up before I move on to the next page. Let's time it. I'll give a minute to make sure you're caught up to this section, and then I'll move on to page 2. Okay, so hopefully that was enough time for you guys to catch up. I know sometimes I talk fast, and um, so hopefully that was good. All right, we're going to move down to page 2. And if you miss anything, I recorded the session, and so you can look at it. All right, so we have the voice. We have this one. I put them in like red, but since I highlighted it, it looks a little different. All right. Now we have this person. Mister, I can't access my dog because I seen you, the horn you're saying, but I'm taking screenshots. Oh, you can't access the document. Okay, message me at the end and we'll figure it out. I'm the farmer, the bondsman to the soil. I am this worker sold to the machine. I am the Negro, the servant to you all. I am the people, humble, hungry, mean, hungry yet today, despite the dream. Beaten yet today of pioneers. I am the man who never got ahead, the poorest worker bartered through the years. So we have the voice of the oppressed again. Let's put that in yellow. Let's comment. The voice of the oppressed speaks. If you guys don't know, the word bartered, it's very common on that comment. Barter means trade, right? You trade stuff. So the poorest worker bartered, like slaves, they're given away. All right, so we have the voice of the oppressed. So now we could clearly see there's a conversation happening, right, between the people of power and the people that are being taken advantage of. All right, so they talk again. Yet I am the one who dreamed our basic dreams in the old worlds while still a serf of kings. Who dreamt a dream so strong, so brave, so true, that even yet its mighty daring sings in every brick and stone, in every furrow turns. That's made America the land it has become. Oh, the man who sailed those early seas in search of what's I meant to be my home for those who work dark island shores and Poland's plains and England's grasses lee and torn America's strands. I came to build a land, a homeland of the free. So I'm going back to that red that Joshua picked. I'm gonna go like a light red, the same red I chose from earlier. And then I'm gonna comment. So the voice of the people in power are explaining. So what they're explaining is that they were once regular people, right? They're saying that they came from other places like England, Poland. All right, the free. I love this, like the free. So um, this is what do you call it? Like a clap back then. So the free, the what did I call her? The voice of the oppressed. Let's go yellow. The voice of the oppressed is speaking out. Questions what freedom means. And it's such like irony that we in our constitution we have like freedom and we had slaves at that time. It's just ironic. Okay, so we looked at that. Okay, who said the free? Not me, surely not me. The millions of on relief today, the millions shot down when we strike, the millions who have nothing for our pay. For all we for all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung and all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung, the millions who have nothing for our pay except a dream that's almost dead today. Yeah, so okay, so look at it. So who said the free? Not me. The surely not me. The millions on relief today. The millions shot down when we strike. The millions who have nothing for our pay. For all the dreams we've dreamed and all the songs we've sung and all the hopes we've held and all the flags we've hung. The millions we have for nothing our pay except the dream that's almost dead today. Oh, let America. I'm assuming this is What do you guys think? This is the people in power or the people being oppressed? We'll go with like the people that's oppressed. Let's go yellow. Oh, let America be America again, the land that never has been yet, and yet must be, the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, Indians, Negroes, me. Who made America? Whose sweat and blood? Whose faith and pain? Whose hand at the foundry? Whose plow in the rain? Who must bring back our mighty dream again? Sure, call me an ugly name you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain. From those who live like leeches on people's lives, we must take back our land again. America. So let's look at this. Oh, let America be America again, the land that has been yet and yet must be, the land where every man is free, the land that's mine, the poor man's, the Indians, the Negroes, me. And it stops. Who made America? Whose sweat and blood, whose faith and plain, whose lands at the foundry, whose plow in the rain must bring back our mighty dream again. So there's an agreement, right? There is an agreement that America hasn't been what it was expected to be. Right? There was this dream for what America is, but it hasn't reached that goal yet. So I comment on that right there. Sure, call me ugly names you choose. The steel of freedom does not stain from those who live like leeches on the people's lives. We must take back our land and land again, America. Oh yes, I say it plain, America never was America to me, and yet I swear this oath, America will be. All right, so once again, there is this agreement that America never lived up to its, its dream or the glory of it, but they believe it can be a great place. It's kind of funny to read this poem, like this from the 1920s, and you see like a slogan from Donald Trump. It says "Make America Great Again," right? And so that's like his slogan. But in the 1920s, Langston Hughes is writing like America was never this place you thought it was. It was never as great as you think it is. It can be, like, we can work to make it good again. I mean, to make it good in the first place. But if you look at all the people that are suffering, and going back to the first page, all the people that are suffering, the poor whites, the Negroes or scars, the Native Americans, the immigrants, the poor, like, it was never good for them, even in its glory days. Out of the rack and ruin of our gangster death, it's kind of cool, right? It says gangster death. The rape and rot of graft and stealth and lies, we the people must redeem the land, the mines, the plants, the rivers, the mountain, the endless plain, all the stretch of the great greens, and make America great again. Make America great. Make America again. So not make it great again. What is it? Make America again. What does that mean, to make America again? What do you think that means? We must get all the stuff back and make America again. What does that mean? Yes, Eduardo says retry. Yes, that's perfect. They wanted to start over. And they want to start over. Yeah, that's exactly what I think they're talking about, a different America. Yeah. They want to make it new, right? So it's kind of a funny idea to listen to, especially during this time period when, as I said, like there is that Donald Trump saying, "Let's make America great again." But in the 1920s, Langston Hughes wrote this, and it's this conversation between these two people, right? One is a person of power, and another person who represents people that are being oppressed. And I don't want to say he because it could be women, and they are explaining to each other like why it's not a great place, right? and and the agreement they have at the end is, look, let's get back, let's start over, this is not working, this is not the place that we dreamed of, and let's start again. So yeah, that hopefully you were able to annotate that. It's kind of a crazy thing to think about from the 1920s that they were thinking about this already. um, okay, so I'll give you like a minute, and then we're gonna move on to our second poem. When we get to the end of our poem, it's more pages, but it's shorter in a sense, because it's quick. Uh, all right, let's look at this word, menace. Menace, a person. I like this. A person or thing that is likely to cause harm, threat, or danger. Okay, so I'm gonna highlight this word, and I'm gonna comment on it, and I'm gonna say menace is a person or thing that will cause harm or danger. So now let's look at this entirety of this. I must become a menace to my enemies. What do you think this title means? And so type that question, and I want you to answer that for yourself. I'll give you 2 minutes. And it sounds very straightforward, but I want to see what you think it means. So highlight that title, and I want you to answer that question. All right, so hopefully that was enough time for you to answer that question. Um, what do you guys think this means? I must be a menace to my enemies. I realized I didn't put the author of this. Let's fight back, yeah. June Jordan, yeah. So if you have right June Jordan, just so you know, June Jordan, that's the author. So this is author of it, June Jordan. I will no longer lightly walk behind one of you who fear me. Be afraid. I plan to give you reasons for your jumpy fits and facial tics. I will not walk politely on the pavements anymore, and this is dedicated in particular to those who hear my footsteps on the insubstantial rattling of my grocery cart, and then turn around, see me, and hurry on, away from this impressive terror I must be. I plan to blossom on an afternoon surrounded by comrades singing terrible revenges and merciless and celebrating rhythms. But I have watched a blind man studying his face. I have set the table in the evening and sat down to eat the news. Regularly, I have gone to sleep. There is no one to forgive me. The dead do not give a damn. I live like a lover who drops her dime into the phone just as the subway shakes into the station, wasting her message, canceling the question of her call. Fulminating or forgetful, but late and always after the fact that could save or condemn me. I must become the action of my fate. How many of my brothers and sisters will they kill before I teach myself retaliation? Shall we pick a number? South Africa, for instance, do we agree that more than 10,000 in less than a year, but that less than 5,000 slaughtered in more than 6 months will? What is the matter with me? I must become a menace to my enemies. And if I ever let you slide, who should be extricated from my universe? Who should be cauterized from Earth completely? Land and order jerk offs are the first that terrorists disagree. Then let my body fail my soul and its bedeviled lectures. And if I ever let love go because of hatred and the whispering, because of phantom dictates, I obey the lieu of impulse and realities. And let's freeze me. I must become a menace to my enemies. Um, so I just realized I included this in the wrong section. We'll come back to this. So for today, as long as you did that part, what I want you to do is think back to this first poem, this first poem. The second poem we'll come back to just because just the sake of time and stuff like that. But what I want you to do is to answer the question at the bottom. This one here, reflection. What do these poems, and instead of these poems, what does this poem, does the first poem? So we're just going to look at Langston Hughes' poem. So update that so you don't confuse yourself. Say about the speaker's experiences in the United States. How can this relate to today? So I want you to write a paragraph reflecting. Don't worry about the second poem. Think back to the first poem. And then look at Let America Be America Again. And then explain. What does the poem say about their experiences in the United States? You're gonna type that all right here, and I'm looking for 6 to 8 sentences, but if you really want like a good grade, I would go for 8 sentences. And then when you're finished, what I should see is you annotated your document by following along, and then you should have this reflection at the end, and then what you're gonna do is submit it. You're gonna submit afterwards. So I'm going to unsubmit these so you could see it. Oh, that's what you meant, Regina. So Melanie, unsubmitted for you. Stephanie, unsubmitted. All right, so go back and edit and do as much as you can. and then you're going to submit it afterwards. So Stephanie and Georgina and the ones that submitted before, go back and try to look at what we did and do your best to update it. The second poem for now, just because the topic, it's very similar, but I didn't want to, it's about South Africa. I added the wrong one. We'll come back to that one. Any questions? Thoughts, comments? Okay, so you have, that was our lesson for today. We wanted to look at a poem. What you need to do was follow along. And then next week we start our new units. We're gonna talk about the American Dream. Once we're done with the reflection, what do we do? After you're done with the reflection, you submit it, Nicholas, and then you're done. So that's your, it's very short homework. And then next week we're starting a new section. All right. So if you understand everything, you're good to go, like you know what we're doing. So can you please show me a comment where it says, yeah, I'm the one who dreamt of our basic dream. Yeah. So over here, it says, voice of the people in power explain that, of the people power are explaining, voice of the people power, let me fix this. People in power are explaining that they were once regular people. If you got everything, you're free to go. If not, stick around, ask me questions. But I'll see you guys next week. Yeah, have a nice day. See you guys. Make sure you submit this. You guys have any questions, the rest of you? All right. I'll see you guys later.